So, this is our first video review of a horror movie in 2017. What do we know about The Bye Bye Man?
What we saw in the trailer months ago, far too long for any normal sort of release schedule. We know that it looks very, very jumpy. We know that it's about some sort of boogeyman called the Bye Bye Man and the mass hysteria that he causes. What do we know about what it's been received like so far?
Well, so far it's been called one of the worst horror films of the last 5 years.
There's something happening.
He's found us.
Who? Don't think it, don't say it. The Bye Bye Man.
Oh, now that's a pretty big shoes to fill as well.
But hey, look, we're both horror fans. We're both pretty optimistic about these kind of films.
Yeah.
So let's just go in. Forget what the critics say. It's for the fans, right? So let's go in and just see how good this film
There's no better
really
way to
is.
spend a Sunday afternoon, is there?
So, when did The Pyramid come out?
2014, I think.
Was it 2014?
Same year as Ouija, I believe.
Because I remember, like, The Pyramid was probably the last film we saw together, horror film, that was not just bad, but, like, actively incompetent. Right? And The Bye Bye Man, I would say, is actually worse than The Pyramid.
Yeah, it's worse than the Pyramid, definitely, but yeah, I'm still not sure about Blair Witch. But if it's not the worst horror film in the past 5 years, it's a strong contender. I would need to watch like all the films that I consider bad over the past, horror films over the past 5 years that I consider bad to probably arrive at that decision. But I'm not willing to put myself through that.
It was astonishingly bad.
It was
so bad.
ridiculously bad.
You know what it felt like? It actually felt like a made-for-TV horror movie. The kind of thing you would see on the Horror Channel or the Sci-Fi Channel.
Yeah, but I don't know if you're being too harsh on those productions
You know,
in comparison to the Bye Bye Man.
It just looked so cheap and tawdry. Oh, the camera's quite squint. Let me just... hang on. The director, woman called Stacey Title, and it is so badly directed.
It's badly directed, but it's badly directed with someone with a lot of pretension about directing. Crane shots, one takes, quick cutting to suggest disorientation, but it comes across like someone who's read about these things and wants to try them out. It doesn't. It feels like they're actively trying to be a fantastic director, but it's just not working out.
Well, that was actually the thing that really surprised me about the film. I went into it and I thought, oh, this is going to be like a really schlocky, bad kind of movie. It was really pretentious.
Oh, definitely.
It was so... it attempted class.
Which is one of the worst things a horror film can do.
And it was... I mean, like, see if you're going to try and pull off class, you better know your shit, and you better know how to pull it off with grace and panache. Because otherwise, it just comes off like such pretentious crap. It was just really boring as well.
Yeah.
I mean, the characters, could you actually describe any of the characters?
White male, white female, African American male.
Yeah.
At least I'm sure that's those were their arcs.
Yeah. And I don't even know if it was the actor's fault, because, you know, they're not given anything to do.
No.
But it's so wooden, and people might kind of watch this and think, oh well, how can you say that? It's a horror film. But the film attempts to have drama.
Yeah.
It attempts to have deep characters, and it just fails miserably.
On many levels, it fails.
But let's talk about like the actual Bye Bye Man itself, because this is a full attempt to create a new horror icon.
New movie monster.
Yeah.
So we'll probably have some spoilers going forward now as we discuss the title character. What what were they thinking? I mean, it was, frankly, they featured far too much of him, even in the early stages. And then towards the end, they had him appearing and bathed in, like, bright, harsh, soft light. He's illuminated in full view. And in fairness to them, the Bye-Bye Man himself appeared to just be a guy in makeup. So you didn't get that CGI. Oh, but then you get to his hound. He's got a big pet Doug. And apparently when you see the Doug, then you know that he's coming for you. Said Doug CGI. Horribly CGI.
Really bad CGI.
Yeah.
They don't even attempt to kind of, oh, well, maybe we'll put it in the darkness a little bit so
Yeah.
you can't see how bad. No, it is full on in bright light.
Yeah.
Bad CGI.
Nuzzling away at bodies. Probably the worst CGI monster in film since old Anubis and the Pyramid, I would say.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the Pyramid was sort of like the, like,
Baseline
surely it
for
can't.
shits,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. It was like the baseline for shit in the past few years, I think. But the Bye-Bye
Really
Man's...
over Blair Witch? Or have you blocked everything about that film?
But I think we didn't like the Blair Witch, but I think people who, I don't know, just didn't really give a shit about the original Blair Witch probably did not see the Blair Witch as bad as the Pyramid.
Yeah, you might be right there.
You know, but you know, I will say this: many horror films that you see that are really, really bad, they can still be a good laugh.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
They can still be a good laugh.
Most of them are.
Yeah, exactly. And there can be an element of camp value to them.
Mm-hmm.
There can be a thing where it's so bad it's good.
Yeah.
know? Bye-Bye Man does not achieve that.
No,
It doesn't achieve that.
It shines in some areas. Shines as it dims towards so bad it's good, and in some scenes. For instance, you might remember the scene where the white female, I believe that was the character's name, went to find the landlord that was renting them the house, and now he is literally camp value.
Yeah.
It's
Well, is he not? He's running like a...
his name's Mr. Daisy, and he's running a greenhouse store. There's some ridiculous lines like, she's sick, that's what the Bye-Bye Man does to her. She's sick, she's got a bad cough. And she tells this Mr. Daisy that, it's too cold in here. And he just goes, it's a hot house. It's really not cold at all. So that was a one-scene wonder for So Bad It's Good, you know?
Yeah. It's like... It was a slight moment in which the film kind of got a sense of humour.
Yeah.
At least. Like, what other moments were there where you were kind of just, like, laughing? I mean, I can't really think of too many, to be honest.
When you told me that was Faye Dunaway, I was...
Oh, yeah, so Faye Dunaway does appear in this movie, which is one of the first movies she's appeared in with a theatrical release since, I don't know since when.
We knew this when the trailer first came out for this months ago, but in the interim, because it's been, 6-7 months since this I'm not even talking a teaser, I'm talking a full theatrical trailer. Since that was released, it's been about 6-7 months, and we forgot in the interim that Faye Dunaway was appearing in this film.
Yeah, and she looks worse than the Bye-Bye Man. What does the Bye-Bye Man even do to people? It's a very muddled plot. I'm not even sure I could tell you.
There's the whole thing that the Bye-Bye Man will get you, but we never actually see him kill anyone. I mean, even Freddy in Freddy vs. Jason had a higher body count.
Yeah.
The only
That's
characters
a really
we
good
see
point, I
die
never
are killed by other characters to stop the Bye-Bye Man from getting them.
Yeah.
And we even see suicides to stop the Bye-Bye Man getting them. There is no sense of what the Bye-Bye Man actually does. We have no reason to fear because, I'm sorry, what people do to get away from the Bye-Bye Man seems shit enough. Can what he would do to them really be much worse?
Yeah, there's never a sense of threat. And there's never a sense of atmosphere.
No.
That something's really coming for you.
And some of the things that they have done to set up Bye-Bye Man scares, like there's it's either a rain slicker or a black Ku Klux Klan robe hanging in the corner of the of the two main characters' bedroom, and they hang it in your typical, the typical way you would hang a raincoat, you know, with the hood at the top, so it looks like there is actually someone standing there.
Yeah. Very overdone thing these days. Babadook did it, you know.
Yeah. But you just think to yourself, God, have some. Even Babadook had the sort of, I don't know, excuse that it was actually a coat hanger, you know, and it was actually in a room full of coats. No, this is just in their bedroom. They have hanged a rain slicker purely to get a joke in. A scare.
Yeah. Another really badly contrived jump scare was, it's not even really a jump scare, but it's so laboured, is when the black guy goes into the classroom and he sits down. He's late for class or something, and he goes in, and for no reason whatsoever, he takes out his phone.
It's quite ridiculously played, that, because he's already late for a class. He goes and sits down, is bored for like, how long does he actually sit before he?
Like 2 seconds.
He does it sneakily as well, but in full view of everyone.
Yeah. There's no reason for it. He just takes out his phone
And
he starts flipping through
It's the most
photographs.
ridiculous thing as well. It's not like he's even checking his social media or that. He just looks up a photograph of a cocktail, swipes it, a photograph from the party the other night.
And then,
Ah!
it's the Bye Bye Man.
Ah, sepia toned as well.
Yeah, exactly. And oh no, it's now turned into a
movie.
a movie
I'm sure
with
you
a
even
very
see-
low frame rate to make it look jittery and
I'm
scary.
sure you even see a wee buffering screen, which, in all fairness, was a nice touch.
I don't know if there's anything else to even say about this film.
It's apparently based on a short story. Now,
Is it?
yeah, apparently. Because I saw it as the Something Bridge or something. We'll put it in the below the review or something. But I'd be interested to take that story out just to find out if this idea is as bad as the film made it, or if it was just the incompetence in the adaptation. Because I have to say, I think something about a boogeyman whose name you hear, and he sort of lives through that. It's a very Candyman, isn't it?
Yeah, but then we were saying this before the camera was rolling. It was essentially a possession movie.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, which is so overdone and it's so trite these days. It's basically just that idea of, this demon is going to get inside of you. And once he gets inside of you, he's going to basically control what
Was
you
he a
think
demon?
and see.
That's the thing. We don't know. We just know he's the Bye Bye Man. Now, don't get me wrong. Normally, we would love this sort of ambiguity.
He attacks people through symbolism. That's what he does.
Yeah.
He attacks people through, you've got the symbolism of the coins, you've got the symbolism of the train, you've got the symbolism of the table dresser, none of which is explained.
Well, the dresser sort of is because it belongs to the guy that we saw. Oh, there's a 60s set prologue that we later flash back to.
Yeah.
And that was his, and he's written every surface in the house. Don't think it, don't say it, which is the madness mantra you have to do to not think of the Bye Bye Man. So that is sort of explained, but there's like gold coins linked with that table. Those are never explained. This was utterly ridiculous. During the prologue, over the multitude of film logos we got before the film started, you hear the noise of a train. During the prologue, set in the 60s with murdering, it cuts randomly to a train.
To a train.
And later the characters are dreaming about the train. Now, the only time a train is used is when one of the characters has run over it, because this character knows that this Bye Bye Man will make you see things. So she sees a car accident at the side of the road. She immediately gets out and runs towards it over some train tracks because...
Yeah, but she stops on the train track.
Yeah.
She doesn't even keep running to the family. She stops on the train track just so that she can see the train coming
But
for her in
that is
time.
the only use of a train in the film.
But the thing is, even that I could maybe buy if they didn't continue it afterwards. So she dies, and then you've still got this constant thing of, I'm still seeing that train.
Yeah.
When he goes and sees Faye Dunaway.
Yeah, it like comes through the
it's still-
slats
yeah.
and the...
And he goes, there's the train. He's coming for me.
Even at the end, we sort of we see the train like going, the lights moving through the house as though the train's moving through the house, and it's like, what does this train actually mean? I mean, because they do give an attempt to build a backstory, but not an explanation.
Look, maybe it's just really deep, and we just don't understand it.
So you think the director, much like the Bye Bye Man, is trying to kill us through symbolism?
Maybe. I certainly feel like I've been hammered over the head by symbolism. I had a cough before I went in, and it's actually it's worse now.
Maybe it's the Bye Bye Man.
Maybe it is.
Oh God.
Another thing that was really wrong with the film was that it constantly tells you things. It never shows you anything. I remember there's this one scene where he comes in to the bedroom and his girlfriend is lying on the bed and she hands him a book, and in it she's scribbled like thousands of pages saying, don't think it, don't say it. And she just says quite casually, oh, I did this, by the way. I can't remember.
in some sort of fugue state, and I wrote all this.
You know, yeah. I can't remember doing it. Now, even in something like, I don't know, if you were to look at like The Shining, right? All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. You don't see him write that, but you have this amazing sequence in which she finds it. Shelley Duvall finds it, and you make something of it. You make it visual.
That would have been a way to do that scene, just having the boyfriend or the other guy find it. Having the girl explain it to him. God, it's how it feels like it was originally written as a radio drama and they feel the need to explain these things.
Oh, well, that was another thing. Even when he was sitting like in the library and he's Googling
He's
all these
talking.
things, he's just talking to himself. So, because the audience might not be able to read,
Aye.
you know, what's on the screen.
Oh, God.
What a piece of shit.
F.
So, what else is coming out in the future that we can review?
Are we finished?